Hello, friends. Hello, my little peaches. How are you? Happy Friday night. How you guys doing? Did you have a good week? I'll wait for you guys to be able to hear me and see me and all of the things. But hello, I see. Hello, Sarah and Deb and Robin and Kari. Look at Kari and Annette bought me these earrings, and I'm wearing them tonight because they're beautiful. I love them. Can you see better on this one? I don't know. Isn't that pretty? Rainbow hearts from my lovely friends. So hello, friends. It's a sweatshirt, Sarah. Isn't it fun? I think I got it at Zara. No, I'm a liar. I thought I bought it at Zara, but look at this is going to sound bougie, but I actually bought it when I was in Uruguay. Uruguay had this amazing clothing store that I bought like a ton of clothing in. It was called, like, if any of my friends who live in the warmer climate areas, Spanish speaking friends, there's a store called India Trading Company or something, and I freaking loved that store, so I bought it there. It's very bougie, right? But anything that is embroidered or has texture, like Vicky's all over. So it's a freaking sweatshirt. Hello, Carmen. Do you know the store I'm talking about? I think it's called India Trading Company. It's something like that. Hello, Shelly. How are you? Hello, Carol, my beautiful friend from South Florida. Well, it's chilly here now. We are definitely in fall here in Southern Ontario, Canada. And, but I have shorts on tonight. I have shorts and a sweatshirt on. So I just threw a face on, some kind of face. I picked a face and I put it on. And then I thought, let's just have a little bit of fun tonight by Kari request. So my friend Kari Kaplan requested, hello, Mari. Let's say hi to some friends first before I get into the things. Hola, Vicki from Waterloo. Hello, Joanne. How are you? Hi, Julie, CJ, Catherine, Janice. So I've been meaning to text you all week. One of a kind, arts and crafts. If you want a date, let me know. I would love to go to opening night if we can swing it. So text me, call me, my friend, and let's make a plan. But yes, One of a Kind is back in person. And I was talking to my friend, Danny Pollock, who, if you guys are familiar, the big brooches I wear that are like bugs and fish and snowflakes. We were talking, and I'm just going to hug him and Kevin. So that is one of the fun things that my friend Janice and I do. So if you're going, do you guys go? Like, and I haven't seen Janice in so long. I'm a terrible friend, just so you know. My friends tolerate me because running your own business, right, it sounds like a good idea. And for the most part, it's awesome. But it means you no longer have time for anything else unless people hijack you. So it's always good, right? When somebody hijacks me. One of a Kind is always a great day out. 100% Dion. So I love it. So if you guys are not familiar, in the city of Toronto, Ontario, Canada, they have this craft show, which is like an art show that's called the One of a Kind. And I think there's other places in at least Canada that it happens. But I mean, it is jewelry, clothing, home decor, art, food. It is a wonderful evening or day out. And I want to stop and eat at my favorite restaurant, the Cactus Club, with my friend Janice, and then go to the One of a Kind and buy pretty things for myself. Oh, I mean Christmas gifts for myself. But yes, it's a lot of fun. So if you guys are ever in, like, it really is something special. I'll take pictures and post. It's not like granny dried apple dolls. Do you remember those, where they took the apples and shrunk them and made them into like freaky dolls? We had those. We had a lot of granny apple dolls in our house, but it is more like really awesome art. Hello, Tanya. So any new friends here tonight? Are you new to my show? Friday Night Lives on YouTube. I stream on YouTube and Facebook, so you can watch on either. If one's not working for you, go to the other one. Welcome. When is it? Just look it up, Mandy. If you're in like Niagara or Southern Ontario, really, it's worth booking a hotel and going to Toronto and do Ripley's Aquarium and the distillery. And it's a great way to kick off the holiday season. So I will be adding that to my holiday album. That one of a kind is the kickoff to the holidays for me. You know, you have that thing like my American friends have, you know, Thanksgiving, and that's kind of your kickoff. Here for me, one of a kind is like my kickoff to the holiday season. And I really want to be in the season this year. I'm going to be doing photo prompts. It's going to be fun. And I'm going to share that with you quick. New Tim Holtz Distress release tomorrow. I may have it already. Shh, I'm not allowed to say anything, but I may have it already. And you guys are going to love it. That's all I can say about that. But what else are we saying? So usually American things. See, Dion, I said, that's a kickoff. Black Friday is your kickoff, right? Like, so for us, like Thanksgiving happened already, right? And then we have Halloween, and then we decorate for Christmas. So we get into it. And I will be cleaning the whole entire main floor. I'm going to put my Barbie tree up somewhere this year because I didn't put it up last year, and do all the things. So we have a lot to talk about. If you are, hi, Joe has stalked me before. Hello, Joe. If you are here tonight just with a glass of wine, a cup of tea, got your feet up, you don't feel like crafting, and you just want to hang out, that's awesome. If you want to make some art with me, I'm going to do backgrounds. This Kari, who, right, in honor of Kari, it's Kari night, and Annette. Annette bought these two. One from Kari and the other one's from Annette. You scared me. My husband just, oh my goodness, just came down with his hoodie on, and it's dark on this side of me, and he just peeked around the corner with his hoodie on, and I thought somebody was coming to get me. So that wasn't very nice. But this Sunday, if you haven't heard, I am going to be doing a free class using the tag book from Sweet Rush. So this will be our end of an era to the Sweet Rush collection. And Kari said to me, you know, it would be fun, Vicki, if you haven't made a plan already for Friday night, like for live, it was tonight. Why don't we do some background pages or add-ons too for the tag book? And I'm like, that's a brilliant idea, because these will work if you want to do them as a full page, if you want to do them as card bases. So I have picked my colors from Sweet Rush. So I've mixed all the things up. So Sweet Rush colors, picked raspberry, mustard seed, spice marmalade. I pulled salvage patina and peacock feathers. I think that's pretty much the palette that I picked for tonight, but all these colors match. You can use any of them. My foundations paper, some stamps, some stencils, and my distress watercolor pencils. So we're just going to make some fun backgrounds, and we're going to talk. We're going to have some chats. So when I flip the camera, so I'm like way up in the middle. Friday Night Live Halloween edition, where Vicki gets spooked. Totally, Mandy. I thought he was coming to get me. That was scary. So that is going to happen on Sunday, the free class, meaning free. I'm going to be teaching a whole tag book for hours. I'm going to start at 10:30. I have to be done at 2. So that is the amount of time allowed to have, because I'm celebrating our Thanksgiving that I missed because we were on the cruise with my family on Sunday. So we're going to be doing some fun stuff. So Sunday at 10:30 on YouTube. It will not be on Facebook. If you want to join me, it's also recorded. So if you're like, I have other plans, Vicki, on Sunday, I'm doing other things, you can come back and watch it anytime. So one of the things I'm going to talk about right from the get-go, the tag book, the whole kit is available on vickiboutin.com. I think I have a couple left. There might be 5 of them left. So say you're like, I'm going to check it out, and then I'll decide if it's something I want. They're available. You can shop. I think Natalie is awesome and has put links up for different places with my share sale links. If you want to go shop for some Sweet Rush, maybe have some things, but not all of them, you can do that. The other thing that I pretty much have finished. Are you ready? This thing weighs already with no photos in it. So this is this year's holiday book. So remember, One of a Kind is going to kick off my holiday season. And then I'm going to be taking photos to fill this. So, oh my goodness, friends, seriously, it is going to be so much fun. So when I flip the camera around, I'm going to take you on a little quick tour. So if you're not familiar, I have my own paper collections with American Crafts. This one is Evergreen and Holly. I love crafting and creating during the holidays. So I like to do a book. I don't do December daily per se. I will take photos every day, but I don't necessarily do it. I'm not a big journaler, so I'll journal a little bit, but I am definitely big photo taker and decorator and doing all of the things. So I will be posting with this event. I'm going to post it everywhere, but my photo prompts. So there'll probably be more than 31 of them because, right, I'm just going to have like all the things that inspire me to take photos that will encourage you if you just hang out with me on a Friday night, but you don't actually scrapbook anymore or don't take or print your photos. I want this to be kind of a kick in the butt, little kick in the butt in your little elfie butts to get you to actually take pictures and document the things and print them. My kids take everything in Snapchat. So Snapchat photos, then they're gone. I'm like, can I see that? They're like, oh, it's gone. I'm like, what do you mean it's gone? Well, I don't keep any of that. And they also love to like, oh, I don't look cute in that photo because like it's before I had my glow up. So I deleted all my memories, all of my Instagram. I've deleted everything. And I'm like, oh, so you will have no photos that document anything in your life when you're old like me and you can't remember anything. Or when you were like, I was in my prime and all those photos are gone. So you guys need a kick in the butt. You guys that are out there watching this, that you used to scrapbook, you were right into it, you know, when it was big and there was like 10 million scrapbook stores and doing all the things. And then life got busy. It slowed down during the pandemic. And you might have picked up or like went, oh, going to blow the dust off these Rubbermaid bins of some of the stuff I kept, and I'm going to do a little bit of it. And then life started again and you aren't doing the things. So that's why my weekend events are, I think, a perfect little thing because there's so much in it that you aren't going to finish it in a weekend. So it's something you can kind of pick at and play and put some photos in. So if you haven't done them before or you haven't done them for a while, the holiday one is going to be a great place to start. You can get it on vickyboutin.com. You get everything in the bag that you will need, short of some ink, adhesive, some circle punches, a border punch, paper trimmer. But everything comes in the kit bag. I'll grab it and show you. Oh my goodness. So this is the Christmas one. Like seriously, you get all of this in there with the album. The album is included. All of this paper, which I've already started sorting and organizing. So, and the album, this album. And then you sit with me, and for a minimum of 15, 20 hours, I teach you. We paper cut together. We organize it all. We do the layouts. We're going to do Christmas cards and tags using the stamp set. So everything you need other than basic tools. The group is going to open a private Facebook group where we can all chat, and you're going to make some really awesome crafty friends, which maybe you need that. Like I find this is a great mental thing for me, is just the time to make and the time to connect with you guys. And then I'm going to start sharing. It's going to be the best Vicki Boutin experience you've had yet. Natalie is working with me. We're going to have that group is going to be on fire. We're going to be setting stuff up. We're going to be sharing the photo prompts. And then guess what Vicki's doing? I'm going to fill the whole entire album and be sharing it with you. And then at the end, we're going to come back and we'll visit after the holidays, and I will flip through my entire album that is full of photos and journaling. Because here's the thing is I forget, right? How do we sign up? vickyboutin.com. Drop down menu shop. You will see Evergreen and Holly. That's the kit. It's all in Canadian dollars. And some of you will look at that and go, oh my goodness, it's pricey. You couldn't buy everything you get in the kit on your own if you shop it. So some people will go, I'm just going to shop it. The kit, that seems pricey. I'm going to shop it. You will end up probably spending after you buy the access only for the class. I bet you this time, because I went too crazy, the kit's too big, it's too much stuff in it. I bet you for any of this kits, print shop in this one, if you shop it on your own, and then let me know, go and price it out. Tell me what the difference is. I bet you you'd spend at least $50 to $100 more. So you will have everything to make a minimum of 10 12 by 12 layouts that you can then start your album. So you can start scrapbooking with me every Friday night, adding pages to your album, plus what you do on the 3 weekends I do a year, 3 of them a year. 3? Yes, I have 3 collections that come out a year. Plans for this coming year. Tonight is going to be a real chatty night. It's just, I just feel like it. I just feel like it. I'm going to revamp the photography class and get it posted prior to Christmas, so you could get that as a Christmas gift. I will start a new Facebook group for it. And then in the spring will be part 2 to the photography class. So I'm trying to set you up with all of the things that make you want to join me all year to do the things. I have so many plans for the new year that Natalie and I are working on, Rich and I are working on. I just really feel like we need to etch out this little place in our lives for crafting and connecting. And you can do it in lots of different places, but if you like hanging out with me, I'm going to be offering lots of fun stuff. The bigger things like the weekend classes where it's a bigger investment, right? $1 investment. But like I said, you get at least 15 to 20 hours of education. You have a group that you can come in. I use and show you how to use everything. And now I'm going to show you how to actually put photos in things. I think that's important. And I haven't done that for a long time. So I'm going to get back to actually scrapbooking for me and for you guys, right? I'm not reading any of your comments, so I will go back through and read it. And then I'm going to start doing little classes, like some gel plate classes where they're under like $40 Canadian, where you come, I teach you how to do things. It's very informative, compact with printables and like tons of information, and then a share, a critique kind of thing in our private group. If you're like, look what I made, I'm struggling. It's kind of one-on-one, but from the comfort of your home. Those are going to be coming, new photography class. So lots of little things where it's like some basics. I think it'd be really good to do a mixed media basics class where it's like maybe a month of just the basics. So even if you guys have been doing this for a long time and you want just kind of a refresher if you're brand new. So lots of things are coming in the new year. So any questions? I might have missed it. Sorry, but just talking about the things. And Wi-Fi has been super crazy. So we'll see how that comes, right? Come to South Carolina to teach a class. I'd love to, right? But you know, it is hard for me to travel all over. So I love doing these online so that I can reach all over the world, right? To get you excited to craft again. Yes, yes, yes on the basics. I think it'll be a good thing, right? Do I have to take Friday off of work? I don't think so, Robin. We'll start, I think, I want to do where we unpack the kit. Like it's going to open on November 11th. And then we're going to have kind of a schedule of things that are going to be coming. I want to unpack the kit. I want to talk about paper cutting. I want to give you time to fussy cut. So we'll sit on a Wednesday night prior to the class and just fussy cut and chat. There'll be lots of things that get you prepared for, I think, what is November 2nd or 3rd, or pardon me, December 2nd or 3rd is the Friday. So lots of things that will prep you for this Christmas class, which I'm going to flip the camera and let's talk about that. You don't need to look at me anymore. So how is the connection going? Like I said, Wi-Fi been really bad lately. It looks good on my computer, but I think that'll be good. Vicki's favorite things. That would be a great mini class, wouldn't it, Laura? Like just a mini class, come join me, $10. And we're going to spend 4 hours just talking about things. It freezes once in a while. I'm going to do the best I can. Right, friends? But yeah, it's kind of crazy. Looks good now. Woohoo! I hope it'll be all right. So let's talk for a minute. I got to share this because, you know, I have to share this because I'm freaking excited about it. And I stayed up. Are you ready for this? This is what the craziness that happens. I went to bed at 4:30. So Natalie, that's why I sound tired when you talk to me, or why I said I'm coughing and stuff, because I drove to Markham. I did some stuff with Crop and Create, and then I drove. So I was in the car for at least 3 hours yesterday, at least, and then came home and decided I needed to do some work. And then when I realized it was 4:15, and then I had to go to bed. So crazy, right? But like, look at this, friends. So this is the, oops, let's turn the light. Just a second. Because you can't see. It's dark. Got a dark corner over here. Just a second. Yeah, Natalie. And so Natalie, when she was here, right, she got to see the album. Just what I had started. But now, holy crap, this thing is huge. So just like, let's take a peek. I haven't done anything on the inside cover yet. I think I'm just going to stencil it. But look at how fun. You are going to be able to fit. Oh my goodness. So see this page here? You know those little puffy stickers that come with this collection? See them? We're going to stamp. And then I'm going to put all my photo prompts and all of my plans for the month. But all the photo prompts that I share, I'm really going to try to take a photo a day. That's my plan, is to take a photo a day. So it won't be all of them, but for the month of December, what I'm going to be prompted to take a photo each day. Doesn't mean that I have to scrap them in that order, but I will take a photo prompt, right? Or we'll take a photo each day. But look at, these are all little pockets. How fun is that? So I will show you how to do all of it. We will cut it together. We'll prep it together. And like I said, I'm actually going to fill this whole thing with photos. But look at it. I'm so excited. So, right, little pockets to put your little photos and your journaling. So what's super exciting with these is I've always done Christmas albums. But what makes it a little extra special now is I also created the product line. So everything in here is Vicki Boutin with a little bit, look at that. See that? The present pops out. So it's all Vicki Boutin from American Crafts with a little bit of crepe paper, just because my Christmas lines are smaller than, say, Print Shop, because they're holiday line. So I feel like I need a little bit more. Question, please. Are there refills for this album? Dandy, they're coming. They're coming with my spring release. So there are refills are coming with the spring release. To make the album costs lower, we took out part of the pocket pages to sell as a separate SKU. Isn't that going to be awesome, right? Oh, and my friends in England, I arranged with my friend in England, to Adam, to ship. So if you're like, I would love it, but I don't know if Vicki ships to the UK, email me at Vicki Boutin, VICKI BOUTIN, kits@gmail.com. If you're interested in getting on the list, I'm sending a big box out there this weekend. So that's what I'm doing tomorrow, doing lots of things. But look at, friends, seriously, there is so much real estate in these albums with the flips and the flaps and the interactive. I won't go through the whole thing, but I wanted, this slides off and opens. It's going to be so much fun. And then like Christmas playlist, sweater weather, like all little things where you really can share like the nitty gritty of the holiday season, not just like the highlight reel, but I don't know, some fun stuff. Like I like to take pictures of my wrapping paper, and I like to take pictures of wrapping, gingerbread house making, cookie making. Oh my goodness, look at, isn't this fun? So these kits are still available on VickiBoutin.com. I have about 50 kits left. So once they're gone, they're gone. There won't be any more. A lot of the stuff is sold out already, but it's going to be a lot of fun. So we will be making the album And then we will be making a bunch of layouts, and we're going to make cards and tags. So I think that will be fun. We'll do the card and tag class prior. That'll be the first thing we do with the stamp set that's included. And then I think it'd be fun because we can make tags for your Christmas gifts, and it'll be fun. Okay. So there's just kind of a little idea of what's going to be happening. Isn't it fun? All the little interactive bits. I love this collection. So I did want to share. Will you post the photo prompts ahead of the class? Sherry, you are going to be so freaking impressed with me. The group opens on November 11th. I'm going to have the instructions written already. I'm going to have photo prompts printed, or the whole thing done so you guys can print them. I'm going to get my friend Nicole is going to make some cut files for us. It's going to be really awesome. It's going to be really awesome. You know what I mean? You guys are going to enjoy it. But I'm excited because I just saw Catherine's on here. I came home from her house. I arrived, I don't know, 12:30. I stayed up till 4:30. And I came down and worked on this because, you know, it's what I do. But it's going to be a lot of fun. It's huge. The freaking thing is huge. Again, you probably could put it in 2 albums because I have issues. But right, it's going to be so much fun. That is what it looks like. I'm not even finished embellishing it. But I can't wait because this is the first year ever because I make it and then I never have time to put albums or photos in it. I'm going to be totally putting photos in it and posting pictures in the group every day of the pages I make. It's going to be awesome. I'm going to be a real scrapbooker again, like Pinocchio. I'm going to be a real boy, but I'm going to be a real scrapbooker. So I can't wait. So tonight, friends, per Kari's request, we're going to make some backgrounds for this is what I'm doing on Sunday. Hello, friend. How are you? How are you, Catherine? Had a lot of fun hanging out with Catherine and Jack. It was fun. So on Sunday, this is the Sweet Rush tag book. So it's fun. It's pretty. Look at it. It's a shaker of a bubble gum machine. It's so pretty. But we're going to make it like this big, that big. I'm going to be adding like embellishments. There's a paper pad. All of this is what I'm going to use to create my album. Why I love tag books is because it can be big and fat and chunky. And you can put photos in it. And there's kind of no rules with the tag book. So I love it. So we are going to be using the paper pad. I probably will add a little bit of cardstock. And now, as per Kari's request, we're going to do a couple of quick foundations paper pages that will fit in the album. So I'm going to keep my album handy. And even tonight, if you're like, I'm not doing that, Vicki, I'm not doing the Sweet Rush tag book. It's okay. The backgrounds we're going to make tonight, you totally could use for your cards or whatever you want to do. How do you access the Facebook group? I have the kit, and it's my first time crafting with Vicki's kit. Debbie, in your kit box, you got a little pamphlet that gave you the Facebook group link. I will also add it on vickyboutin.com in the description of Evergreen and Holly class. All you need is your order number. So when you place your order, you got a little order number. And then on November 11th, we will start adding people to the group. It's not open yet, okay? Question for the group. Looking for a star stencil. Look like lots of little stars. There's lots out there, Laura. Let me look and I will share. There's a Vicki Boutin one, but do you want smaller stars, like tiny little stars? I'm sure we can find one. Definitely look at like, go on scrapbook.com. They might have one. They might have with their own brand. I would also look at like, what is that one? Tea workshop, whatever workshop. You know, that stencil company that I just totally lost that spot in my head. But yeah, it's got to be out there. I'm sure you could find a repeat pattern of stars. Look at the Tim Holtz. Tim Holtz has one. It's one of the smaller ones, but he definitely has one, right? He definitely has one. So they're out there. Stars would be an easier one to find. I would literally go on scrapbook.com and search star stencil or stencils. Go on a cherry on top, any of the online stores that you shop at, but you definitely can find that. Thank you. The Crafters Workshop stencils. Star stencil is a pretty basic one. I'm sure you can find one. I know I have a Tim one that they go from little to big, and I use it all the time, and it's been out for a long time. So I am going to take out a couple brand new pad of foundations paper because I buy it by the case because it's my favorite thing ever. And then when they run out of it, I have to make sure I have some handy until the new stuff comes in, right? So I think I'm going to grab out like 1 or 2 sheets, 2 sheets for sure at least, of foundations paper. You can use whatever you have. And let's talk about what I'm planning to do here. Let's grab a ruler. I had a ruler and a paper trimmer. Okay, Vicki, where'd you put it? You just had it. Ruler and paper trimmer. Where are you, my friend? You cleaned your room and found 4 packs. I love that, Dandy. I love that. There we go, ruler and a paper trimmer. So let's think about our tag book. Like, would you like to have the ability to put 4x6s in it? I think that would work beautifully. Look at. So guess what? That math works perfectly in a 12x12 sheet. So why don't we cut this into some 4x6s? Other things we will do in the classes, I will back the chipboard. So for sure, out of the paper pads, I will do that. But let's cut some 4x6s. So you could use these as photo mats. If you aren't doing the tag book, you could use these for your cards. Cut it to the size that you need. Hello, Cherie. Cherie is my friend from Texas, and she is watching the Astros. Is that baseball? I don't know. See, that shows you all of my, are you disgusted with the fact that Vicki has 0 clue what kind of team the Astros are? I think it's the baseballs, right? I think that's baseball. We still can be friends, right? Right, Cherie? That Vicki does not know what sports. Go team. Yay, sports. Yep, that's what happens here. So I'm going to cut a couple of 4x6s because then I can put a photo on it, right? Just trim the edges. Yeah, Cherie, are we still besties? I hope so. I hope so. I need to come to Texas and teach some classes. I would like to come to Texas and teach a full-on mixed media class, and I would like to come and do scrapbook layout classes. I think there are a lot of traditional paper crafters in the big old state of Texas, and I think that that would be something I should do, is come out and teach. Cherie does an amazing crop in the memory of her daughter, and she does that in July, and she has tons and tons of crafters at Cherie. What is your crop called? And I think that I should come and teach some scrapbook classes in July. I think it would be fun. Other than it's the surface of the sun in Texas in July, and I don't know how well I will do. But I have to see anyway, because I have my cruise as well to, where am I going? Alaska is sometime in that month. The Caitlin's crop, yes. And my friend Cherie is an amazing lady, and she has tons of crafters that come to support. But I think that would be lots of fun. So Kristen, hi Kristen, is also watching the World Series. Go Phillies. So can I ask you a question? Is it just 2 teams at this point, or where are we in the World Series? Like, are we near the end? I don't know any of the things, right? I don't know the things with the sports. I'm sure some of you are deciding you don't want to be my friend anymore. So I just cut 2 pieces of foundations paper into 4x6 And we're just going to have some fun. Yes, it's game one. Game one. And the two teams are the, what you say? Phillies? What you say? Astros, I know, is one thing, like the dog off of the Jetsons. And what was the other team? Did you say Phillies? You're coming for the Alaska cruise. I can't wait, Dawn. It's going to be so exciting. Alaska is the most awesome cruise. We went there on our 50th, and that was 6 years ago. I'm very excited for it, Vicki. I think we're going to have a lot of fun. The Astros and the Phillies. Philly cheesesteak and Astro, the dog off of the Jetsons. That's how I will remember the sports. Houston, and oh, look at you, Shelly, being a show off, right? Houston and Philadelphia. So I'm not surprised, right, that because my friends in Texas would be excited because their team is in there, right? Hi, I have all the color pencils and love them. I have them here too. Can you see them in the corner? So friends, tonight was supposed to be another lesson with distress watercolor pencils, and I'm saving that. We will still do it. We'll still do the things. It's just not tonight. I was really tired, so I'm like, when Kari suggested like doing these backgrounds, I'm like, that's perfect because it's getting a little bit done, so we're more prepared for Sunday. And I had a sheet of acrylic that I grabbed. Did you see that too? Was it hiding with my ruler? Your firstborn daughter, dad wanted a boy. Oh yeah, so you learned all about the Go Sports. My parents watched hockey, and my mother is a freaking baseball fan now. And I laugh because I'm like, Sheila, that's my mother, and Bill Smith, you never watched baseball when I was growing up. They actually really hated it. And now they are Blue Jays fans. So I'm sure they're sad their team is not in, what is it? Playoffs. But yeah, exciting, right? Oh, look at all you sports people talking about all the things now. Can't wait. That's awesome. Can't wait to meet you. I'm excited for that too, Meredith. We went on the cruise. I did 2 this year. We went to Europe, had the best time, best group there, and then did it all over again out of Texas with 50 crafters, and it was amazing. We had literally an amazing time. So I love it. I love meeting people in person and getting to craft with them and do all the fun things. So tonight we're going to do, I made a little list. Did I write it down? I got rid of the book of things I wanted to do tonight. So you ready? Here's the little sketchy sketch. We're going to have some like fun with just basic shapes. So we are going to do a background where we just paint. So you need a flat brush plus a round brush. We're going to kind of do like a technique that looks like a dip where we dip some of the cards. We're going to do, I like grids. So we're going to do one with little squares. We're going to do circle grid. We're going to paint some strips. And then we're going to do some like little art marking and some solids that we tear, and we can do a card with stitching on it. So let's just get into it. Okay, let's just get into the things. So it's going to be fun tonight. So I did sketch some ideas, and now my color palette, because I want it to match the collection, for sure picked raspberry, for sure mustard seed, for sure spice marmalade, which I have all of them in oxide, I think. Oxide and regular distress. I have peacock feather, which I did not grab, but selvage patina, twisted citron. Salty ocean will be a good one for this one too. So I will grab the regular and peacock feathers. I think that is a good color palette. Am I going to use it all? I don't know, but I have it here if I want to. Dawn, hi Dawn, how are you doing, sweet friend? I have so meant to reach out to you, so I need to do that. Note to self, right? Sending you lots of love. I hope you're doing okay, friend. I don't want you to think I'm a total dingbat that I haven't reached out, but I have definitely been thinking about you. Flat brush, round brush. And brayer, you can pull a brayer out if you want. All I need, let's grab Salty Ocean and Regular Distress and Peacock Feathers and Oxide. There's that. And let's look for Salty Ocean. Oh my goodness, I need more hours in the day and I need 2 of me so I can just be a better human all around, right? All around. Vicki, have you ever been to Virginia or the DMV, Washington? I think I've been through Virginia, but no, I haven't been to any of those places, Phyllis. I need to do all of the things, right? So do we want to just kiss a background to get warmed up? Do we want, how about like a little rainbow kissing technique? So let's go in. Kissing technique is just where I'm going to just kind of press some color on the front. Tim Holtz has so many colors. I can't believe he's still producing new colors. Love all of them. There's not enough, Poppy. Remember, I need more pink. I need more pink. I need a peach. I need a true navy, like a deep navy that doesn't pull a lot of blue, a lot of purple. I need like a more blacker navy, right? We need more. There's not enough. Australia. Yeah, I'm going to be in Australia. I'm coming to Australia next year. Need to make plans around that too. Okay. So my thoughts with this is some things we can do with multiple colors, but some things we're going to do with these cards are going to be monochromatic. Okay. A fuchsia. I agree. We need more pink. Like I think we could have at least 3 more pinks and I'd be super happy, right? He needs to make a pink that's something girlfriend. And that's because like I'm his, hey girlfriend, I'm Tim Holt's friend. And he needs a Vicki Boutin pink, right? What did Heidi get? What color did she get? Kitsch Flamingo? Was that Heidi's color? I don't know. It was a peachy one, but there's definitely, right? For being paper crafters who match colors, I definitely need to see some more. And Mandy, I already know what it's going to be. And you guys are going to love it. You guys are going to love it. So let's start with this one. What 3 kind of kissy colors do I want to do on here? I feel like, right, this is my color palette. Look at that. We're going to definitely do one that has that representation. But let's go with the worms. I'm going to do one with the worms. So I'm going to do mustard seed. I'm going to do spice marmalade and some picked raspberry. So let's do a little kissy. Oh, I'm going to use regular distress to start, okay? Some regular distress to start. We're going to just kiss some color down there. And I'm going to put some, I don't want oxides. Let's separate because Vicki's going to be making a mess if I don't keep my inks organized. And I'm going to put a little bit of mustard seed. And that was spice marmalade and some mustard seed. Let's put that right there. Okay. Let's mist it. And let's just get crazy. I'm going to kind of mix that in like that. Are you ready? Let's see what we get. Isn't that delicious? Look at that. Let's put a little pink up in that corner. Oh, I love it. Look at that swirly yummy. Okay. So I can do the front and back. Let's get the heat gun and give it a blast. Been stuck in a book. What are you reading, Lisa? Tell me, what are you reading? Have you ever noticed, get my heat gun so my back is to you. Have you ever noticed that a friend will recommend a book and you realize that you have really different tastes in books? I'm just wondering if anybody else is like me and has noticed that. Okay, I got to figure out. I got to switch some stuff around because this isn't working. that work? Does this work? Okay, we'll do this for a minute. One of the spots in my see where it all kind of dripped to the edge? I'm going to pick that up because I don't want that kind of pool of color. Oh, I love this. This looks like ice cream. This is rainbow sherbet. But what I was saying on the book comment, that somebody will tell you, oh my goodness, you got to read this book. It was like my absolute favorite. And you read it and you're like, I don't know if we can be friends anymore. Our tastes in books like that, I can't get that time back. Anybody like that? So I'm doing the back of this before we do anything to the front. Because, right, they're going to be cards in a tag book. So I just am wondering if anybody else is like me, where I'm like, oh my goodness, we do not have the same taste in books at all. Or do you ever read something and people will be like, you're going to love this book. It's so good. It's the best one I ever read. And you read it and you're like, I absolutely hated that book. And I don't even know how I'm going to be able to tell my friend that, because they are going to be sad that I don't like the same books they do. Just curious if I am the same. I'm halfway through the summer house, trying it out. Do you like it, Donna? Because look this could be the same thing I'm talking about. You could be like, I like Vicki Boutin's crafting. I hate her book recommendations. It could happen, right? So don't worry about the buckling. I'm not going to bake this like a cookie. I'm just getting some of the moisture out, and then we can flatten these out, right? Okay, I got to read some of your comments. They are flying fast now. That's how you are with TV shows. I love The Summer House. That's one of my favorite books. I just made a background using distress inks, and it turned out looking like blood splatters, and I definitely didn't want it to. So I asked, what would Vicki do? And added some more layers of color, and it's much more appropriate for the pictures it's meant for. Vicki to the rescue, and she wasn't even there. I love it, Gail. And it's true facts, right? That's the whole thing with mixed media, is we build it in layers. So I'm totally digging this. I don't want to do anything more on this just yet. I think that is a lovely background. We just made our own pattern paper. Look how fun this will be in my tag book. And that doesn't mean they're going to stay as 4x6s, but it's a good place to start, right? Why do you like distress ink more than oxide? Can I show you, Virginia, the difference? I think this is a good teachable moment. Okay. So we just did that with distress ink, regular distress ink. Let's do the same thing with oxide ink. So oxide ink is a combination of pigment and, oh my goodness, I just lost the word. Isn't that great? Teachable moment, and Vicki can't remember. Pigment ink and, oh my goodness, dye-base ink. So regular distress is totally translucent. It will blend to make new colors. Pigment is like, oxide has a chalkiness to it. When it blends, it doesn't make the same like pure new color. It's just a totally different ink. It has more opacity to it. So I like it, but for certain things. When I'm mixing and kind of doing creative chemistry, I prefer my distress ink for the most part. And then oxides, I'd come in and we can stencil with them and do other things, but they don't behave the same. Okay, so let me show you. This is a good like visual so you can see. Now, Vicki's going to do the same thing. Let's put down some, but don't blend your ink pads. You can contaminate them. So when you press it down, make sure that it's all kind of on it in its own section. Okay, going to go in the same thing. Look at. You can see already. Can you see that? That's why these stamp better. Oxide ink stamps better. It doesn't ball up or beat up on your stamp the same way as regular would. So just totally different type of ink that does different things. So look at, Watch when I go to add water. This is what it looks like right now, right? Look at that. Way more oomph. It has more opacity, meaning it's more opaque. You can't see through it like you can with the distress, regular distress. When I add water, it's going to wick and the pigments actually separate. So you will very much see it. See the chalkiness left behind, and your pigments are going to separate. So let's grab another card. Where's my stack of cards? And then let's look at what this will do. Ready? So we're going to do that kind of same kind of squishiness in it. Squish it around in those pigments and see what we get. So do you see that this, look at, is just a different vibrancy? And you aren't seeing it tons, but let's dry it so you can see. But they aren't going to blend and make another color. Do you see how the orange went right through the pink? The mustard seed went right through the pink. They just behave very differently than your regular distress. So I like both, but a lot of people will be like, I have oxides. I don't need regular distress. And I'm like, oh, I beg to differ. Totally different inks. You need both of them. And now see when it dries, it is, there's a little fuzz on there. I'll take off in a minute. But the colors wick out and separate. It's just totally different ink. So I don't know if you can see it a ton, but they're different. This is a much chalkier ink. So if I really want to build layers, distress, I can build some really funky layers, right? You need both. They're just different. Like I would not look at, now look at, this is the 60s is happening right here. It's totally tie-dye business is going on. So let's add a little bit more water and do the back of this tag now. Let's see what we get. Press it in there. Swirl it around. Now there's more water in this, right? You just saw me spray a whole bunch. So it's not going to go on as dark on this layer. And now we have a lot of orange going on and no pink. So I'm not going to touch it in, well, maybe a little bit here. I lie. Okay. See how it's a lot orangey. Let's clean this up so I can move it. And let's dry that a little bit. Hi, Sherry. How are you? So what's everybody up to? Did you guys have a good week? Are you planning Halloween fun? Nobody lets me hang out with them. I'm not allowed to go to the bars with the kids when they go out for Halloween now. That's frowned upon. Taking your mom out with you is frowned upon. They don't let me come and play. So I don't bake it like a cookie, okay? Don't bake it so all the moisture leaves and you totally warp your paper. Just get like the wetness out. Now there's some beads of water on here. Let's just lift it right off. Okay. And then I still can flatten this. Like when I'm done tonight, I'll put this under a stack of cardstock or something and let them flatten out. If my Mink wasn't broken, I have to order a new one. I would totally put some of these through the Mink, but I can't do that because my Mink is broken, friends. How sad is that, right? I got my COVID shot and flu shot together yesterday, and it sort of kicked my butt today. Feeling better now. That's good to hear. Did you drink lots, Jennifer? Making a wedding card for a friend while I watch. I love that. Nothing much going on here at Sherry's house. She's just hanging out. I bought candy that isn't gluten-free so I won't eat the leftovers. What a good plan. That's a good plan. I'm not eating any of it. I'm not even looking at it. I would go out to sneak a photo of them because they delete their Snapchats. I think that's fair, Mandy. When I show up at Levels in my tank top and short shorts, they'll love that, right? Needed this tonight. Well, I'm always glad you're here with me, Irene. Hi, Bernadette. How are you? Well, let's send lots of love out to Irene, right? We're here to support you, sister. I'm going to get a different flat brush. Getting a different flat brush so we can make some paint marks. Let's find what I, oh, you could use a foam brush too. Foam brush could be fun. So I'm grabbing a foam brush and I have this weird little, look at this weird thing. Let's look at this weird thing. Let's do that next. Anybody making with me tonight? First weekend in a long time. We have absolutely no plans. Pretty excited for that. I believe you. Kara, right? Sometimes it's, you need it, right? So yeah, they're different. You can't really tell on here, but just look at, the inks are a little different. When we go to layer, and I'm going to do something totally different on here, but should I go in and do it now? Let's just do it. Let's just do it, Vicki. So let's grab some stencils and I'm going to go in. This is my oxide one. And I'm going to oxide on top of this in mustard seed. Mustard seed stencil. Just do it. And I don't want to get like super competitive with what's going on here. So let's just look at that one. Let's just go with that. Let's just pink. Let's just pink a simple pattern. These are all clean. So if you're looking, go, why is she using a blue one? I don't have like a whole organized system. I just wash them every time and throw them in a cup. Right? So I'm going to go in here and I'm going to line it up so the pattern splits evenly because I'm weird like that. Right? And it's kind of straight-ish. And let's just see what happens when we layer mustard seed oxide on top of our oxide. Let's go right into this pink area and see what we get. What are we going to get? Because it's lighter. I don't normally do this, right? So I'm just going to kind of bring it around the edge and see what we get when we layer this pattern on top. And then I may take, let's see. It's very pretty. I'm not going to move this. I'm going to put a little bit of pink in there. So I got to keep that separate because you cannot blend oxides together. It will contaminate your pad. Let's go in with this. With oxide, Vicki, don't grab the regular. Where are you, Bernadette, sitting in a hotel room? Where did you go? What are you doing? Tell me more. Bernadette just kind of sneaking in here going, I'm just sitting in my hotel room. I want to know where you're hoteling. What's going on? You can't just kind of sneak in like that, sister girl. Not tell me what you're up to. I love that. Look at. So we just made kind of like a little pattern paper. Do you see what I'm saying? The oxide will sit right on top of it. Even though that's on a pink, that mustard seed sitting right on top of it. I love it. Very opaque, just totally different vibe. Very fun. I'm not going to do like a lot of like watermarking or getting crazy. I want these to be a little bit on the cleaner side. Okay. In Ottawa was on a women's leadership training. That's awesome, friend. And when are you coming home? Because if today's Friday, was it just because it went late and you didn't want to leave? Or do you have plans to go do something fun in our capital? Okay, gonna just clean my stencil up. You could have put it on something else, but for tonight, we're not doing that, right? So that is the front. We do have the back of the card. I should have just went in there, but let's go in. So even though this is, I just wet my thing, we're doing front and back. So just have stuff handy to dry. Let's just go in with this with oxide again. I'm going to use oxide again on the back and let's pick a different pattern. What do we want? Let's see. Oh, look, this will be fun. So I'm going to do these kind of little lines so it can be my first layer for some art marking. light and some darker areas. How's your sister doing there, Bernadette? I have not talked to Miss Angie in a long time. She's ignoring me. I don't think she's here tonight. I could be saying that and she could be right here doing stuff. Okay, let's see. What's this going to look like? Soften that out a little bit. It also acts to clean up my stencil. I love that. Look at that, friends. Super simple. Super simple, right? But do you see what I'm talking? Because it's what I'm talking about, it's oxide. That picked raspberry sits right on top of our pattern. Okay. Let's show you quickly on the other side. Let's put some regular distress in picked raspberry. What's it going to look like on there, Vicki? I don't know. Let's try it and see what we're going to get. So I'll pick a different pattern. Now, this is my thing, friends. So that is my other plan for the new year. Do you want to know what my other plan is for the new year? Exclusive stamps and stencils is going to be happening. Stamps, stencils, and dies for the mixed media lover. So I don't want to do traditionally what's out there. I want to do a lot of my hand-drawn stuff, but I find that it's the best thing to invest in is stamps, stencils, and dies. Let's go in with this one. Smaller pattern to lay on top with our regular raspberry, picked raspberry distress ink. Katrina, hello, Reed. Did you like your chips? I hope they didn't get too crushed. I sent my friend Katrina a box and added for her son, Reed, who is the sweetest guy around. Totally adore that kid. He likes the Miss Vicky's spicy ketchup chips. So I sent it in the box. So stamps, stencils, dies for the mixed media minded. And I'm only going to do it in kind of, I think, a quarterly kind of release. Don't you think that'll be fun? Okay, so what are we doing here? Because I'm talking. So we did oxide. This was all oxide. Oxide wet and kissed. And then we went in with oxide through this stencil. We're going to go in with regular distress and let's see what it looks like on top of this. So Vicki, show me. Don't just tell me. Vicki, show me what the difference between these two inks are. So now, oh my goodness, I can see it already. Just totally different, friends. So we are going to go in now with regular distress on top of this. And you're going to see, though, even though we're in the same color palette, it's going to look totally different. You ready? Look at that. Can you see that there is like it's deeper. The pigment is deeper, cleaner, crisper than oxide is because it doesn't have the milkiness. I love it. Not exclusive. There will be some that are exclusive with the kits, but my plan is that the stamps, stencils, and dies are a whole separate thing. But I will also do with my kit releases, things that you can only get with the kit. Like when you get the kit. So there lots of things are coming. Only reason being, you want to know the biggest reason? Is because I love stamps, stencils, and dies, and I want to have artwork that I want to use. So it's a totally selfish thing, right? I just want to design some stuff. Like, remember when we loved making the Christmas trees? We hand drew them. Wouldn't it be fun to have stamp sets that are like that? That maybe with a coordinating die and a coordinating stencil, so you could layer, which is Vicki's favorite thing to do. So yeah, some plans, right? So look at that, friends. Won't that be fun already? So now I have a page that can go into my little Sweet Rush tag book. We can either use it like this or we're going to tear it up and do different things with it. So we use the warm. Let's go in and do one in the cool palette. And then we're going to do monochromatics. Okay. Yeah. Oxides are way chalkier, just totally different ink. I love it. I love it, Michelle. Right. I just feel like I'm not going to bombard you with tons of stuff, just some fun things that I think will be great additions to your creative toolbox. I love it. Okay, so I'm leaving this one. We're going to do something else with it. But look at already. Got to make that look a little different. Oh, hey, while we're at it, now, Vicki, you have your watercolor distress pencils on here. We could totally go in and look at, I'm going to try Salvage Patina. And you know what I'm going to do with it quickly? If I can I find my pencil sharpener? I can. So I'm going to sharpen it up a little bit. I just wanted a little bit sharper tip. Okay. Here we go. And look at what we can do on here if we want to. We can do some little art marks. So I'm just going to go in and draw some circles on here. Not a ton, but just something fun to add a layer on top of what we already have and tie in a little bit of color. So Vicki, why do you love your watercolor pencils? Because now I can coordinate with my distress stamped little bitty in the same colors that I already love. Oh my goodness. So P.A. Wendell, can you remind me first name? How are you doing? So P.A. Wendell is saying that she hasn't watched in a while because she had a stroke. So take care of yourself, my friend. And I'm glad that you're here right now. And hopefully we can get you creating again. How's your mobility? How you feeling? How you doing, my friend? That is some scary stuff. I'm going to try the white. That's not going to really work. Not going to show on top. I was curious if we'd get much out of that, but not going to. A little bit. We can layer it. So let's just to kind of make a little chalkiness in the centers. That's where I could go in with Phyllis. How you feeling, my friend? That's scary. I hope you're doing well and you're on the mend. But I'm glad you're here with us tonight, right? We're here to keep you company. So everyone out there, send some love out to Phyllis. That's some scary stuff, right? When we're struggling with our health. So look at that's fun. And I'm going to leave that, but I like the contrast of the Salvage Patina on my little taggy. Because some of these we're going to cut some corners off, do some different things. Hi, Penny. How are you? But yeah, send lots of love out to Phyllis. We know Phyllis. She's usually here all of the time. But that is, right? Sometimes we don't realize that our friends aren't here and that they can be struggling. So definitely sending you lots of love, my friend. Okay, we're going to go in with cools now. We did the warms. Let's go in and do something with cool. So let's look. What was my plan? I'm going to do just some art marking. So watch what's going to happen here. So let's go in with some Salty Ocean and Peacock Feather. I grabbed it in regular, didn't I? Vicki has Salvage. Let's do those two. I lied. Salvage Patina and some Salty Ocean. I lied. We're going to do the dip technique. Okay, the dip, but cheating. We're going to cheat and do the dip. When I dip, you dip, we dip. So we're going to put Salvage Patina down first. Okay, so let's just kind of make a little Salvage Patina mess right here with lots of water. Okay. And then we're going to watch what's happening. So I'm going to take this and I'm going to push it in to that, like that. Salvage Patina for my fake dip. Okay, I'm going to layer this. I'm going to dry that layer for my fake dip. Okay, some Salvage Patina action going on. It's very light, so we're going to have to do 2 layers of this. Okay, yeah, I'm glad you're here, Phyllis. So let's go and put some pigment down again, right? Very light. Do you see that? It's almost, you can't see it. Let's see if I turn it on an angle. And we're going to do again. So it's like we're doing like some color dipping. You know, if you took a cup of water and you dip your tag in it or your clothing fabric. And we're going to do that again. And hopefully by putting another layer down, it's got to be pretty wet. We can start to build some of the depth of color. Watch. Dip. I just wanted to come up the edge a little, so it's not a straight line. Oh, totally digging it. Okay. Look at that. Very pretty. Our techniques can be super subtle sometimes. Are you playing along with me tonight, Kari? Because we're doing this in your honor. Are you still out there? Are you making some backgrounds with me? Thank you. Thank God my daughter spotted the signs. Thank for all the well wishes. I'm glad that she was there with you. And Debbie is saying as well that she had a stroke. Super scary, right? Yes, avoid as much stress. Make art with us. Just get your inks out and do as much as you can. But whatever you need to do, right? I love the color you are using. Doing better, doing better. Luckily, my mobility is better. My daughter spotted my mouth drooping and we went to the hospital. Yeah, I love this blue too. Tiffany kind of color blue, right? Selvage Patina. So I did 2 layers to build the depth. That's how we got a little bit more pigment on there with the shine of the lights. You can't see a lot, right? And now let's put some salty ocean. And when we dip it, we're not going to go all the way up. We just kind of want it near the bottom. So we have a 2-tone dip. Let's fake the dip. Okay. Yes, I am glad that your daughter noticed and you went and got some medical help right away, right? So go in very gently with that and flip your card around so you can see what you're doing, okay? Look at that, friends. It's like the ocean. Who doesn't love the ocean? Oh, I love it. But watch, don't get crazy. I got crazy. Are any of my girls here tonight from the European crew? Because I know a lot of you guys are out there and you watch on your TVs, so I don't know if you're here. So for some of you, please check in if you are. Now look it, I'm letting that pool and I'm going to dry that bead of dark at the bottom. So one of the other things that after spending some time with Catherine yesterday is I'm totally going to change my studio up and I'm going to get a permanent overhead camera. Oh, I love that. Freaking love that, friends. Look at that little dark line. And I'm just going to feed into that little dark line a little bit more because I love it. So that I can zoom in and show you exactly what I'm doing. So big things are coming because I have smart friends. Because who doesn't like smart friends that make us look better, right? So let's dry it where all of that pigment is pooling on the bottom. Oh, I love it. Just all sitting right there in that dark line on the bottom of my card. I'm not going to bake it like a cookie. But if I went and lifted that off right now, it would leave a light line. And I don't want a light line. I want that darkness to stay there, right? So we do need to just kind of dry that. If I lifted it with the paper towel, it would take all the pigment away. And then I wouldn't. Oh my goodness. Wait till you see this. Can you see that loveliness? Oh, I love it. Guess what I'm going to do now? On the other side of my card, I'm going to come back in with Selvage Patina and do another layer. And then we're going to go and put it in the salty ocean again. Freaking love this one. Like, love this technique right now, what we're doing. Got to get enough water. It's got to be floating around. You don't want like big dots of color, right? So I'm going to feed this up in there and then build the layers of dark. Let me do it first. So if you don't like the result, you don't have to do it. But it took away some of what we've done, but I'm all right with that because I'm going to go in and build some in again. But I want that hard line of pigment. And then we'll go in with the dark again. So I took some of my, you might not want to do it. Like now in hindsight, I wish I would have stopped, but I didn't. So I need to embrace it and just keep going. So let's feed into the salty ocean, and we'll build a layer again because Vicki kind of mucked it up a little bit, but that's all right. Just embrace it, Vicki. Embrace the imperfection. Take those hard dots out. I don't want on there. Okay, I don't mind it though. Look what's happening. The sea is raging a little bit. So let's dry that layer and we'll go in and build again with the salty ocean. So I'm going to dip just a little bit on the bottom into my salty ocean. Try not to ruin everything. Okay. Going to build, look at, see that wicking up. Let's dry that little band. And then I'm going to add some more ink and do another dark one. But I don't want, see those two big dots? Don't want that there. Get off. Okay, let's put some ink down again. Right there. How we doing, friends? Sorry, not looking at the comments because I'm making the arts and I get, I don't know, do you guys get? I just get right into it. I get right into it. Not, ooh, look what just happened. Don't want that. Get off my, let's add, oh, look at, we just added some misting of the water. And what that did is now I have like, it's an angry sea. Devin's going to Ripley's aquarium tomorrow. And if any of my friends that are from the Toronto area, I love Ripley's. Like, I love it. I love to go watch the jellyfish. Dev's favorites are she loves the otters, not otters. I don't even think there's otters there. I think I just made that up. She likes the stingrays. She likes to touch the stingrays. That she will sit there. It was the best experience I ever had. You know, when you have older kids and maybe they don't find the joy in things like they did in their youth. And that kid would not leave those stingrays. She just sat and laughed and kept touching them. And I loved it. Like, that was the best. Devin and the stingrays, not the otters. She does love otters, but I don't think there's otters there, right? Hi, Star. How are you? What are we talking about now? What are we talking about? Hi, Michelle. I'm shopping in Melbourne. We'll have to watch later. Have fun, everyone. What are you doing in Melbourne? Look, I'm going to put one more dark layer on the bottom. Totally loving it. It's not at all what I intended to do. It's not a dip at all. I'm just dragging that pigment on there. What are you doing in Melbourne, my friend? Tell her to go to Belize. There are stingrays there. We are actually going on a cruise for Christmas. Well, for New Year's. We're going on a New Year's cruise with Royal Caribbean. So if anybody's cruising, you'll see me on that ship. We're going, actually leaving on New Year's Eve, so it'll be fun. Okay, I'm going to leave this one alone, but totally loving each layer as we dry it. I don't know if you guys can see the detail on there, but totally digging that. Can you see that? Very fun. Ocean spray, yes. Yeah, and now I'm going to leave it alone because I like it. Ooh, don't ruin it. But let's just make something out of this back, what we have on the base, because it's blue anyway, so I'm just going to embrace the blue. So for this, we're just going to do a quick kissing technique with what is left on my mat. I'm going to kiss it onto my card, though, rather than kiss into it, okay? So my background is nice and dry, and we're just going to get some of that pigment on there, and I'm just going to kiss a simple pattern onto the back. All right, just kiss it like it's your grandma. I just want a very subtle business going on. Okay, cleaning up, quick dry, and then we're going to do some just quick painting now. Get my tag book out of the way. You're going to make a mess, Vicki. I'm going to pick up any extra. I just want very subtle. Good enough. Let's dry this sucker up. And now we're going to make a paint palette with our inks, and we're going to paint. So very contained, white, lots of white space. These are more messy. We did a couple more messy. Look at, didn't mean to do that. Let's see if I can soften that up a bit. But that's the risk you run, right? When you're doing background and the foreground, both sides. But I am loving my ocean spray on the bottom of this one. That was a lot of fun. I thoroughly enjoyed building that base that looks like kind of an angry ocean. Hi, Kim. How are you? Friend. I haven't seen you for a while. Okay, so a couple cards. Now we're going to go in and do one that's rainbow. So we're going to make a palette, and I'm going to use my oxides. So I'm going to make a palette. Going to put down some picked raspberry. I'm going to put down some spice marmalade, all with oxide. I'm going to put down some salty ocean, twisted citron, all on their own. Oh, that's delicious. How about some peacock feathers? Salty ocean, mustard seed. I think that's everything, right? Yep. And some mustard seed. I love that ocean look too. I'm really digging that. Okay, so here's my palette. Let's find this flat brush. I'm gonna use this flat brush. I'm gonna start seeing if there's enough moisture in the ink that I don't have to add water. Well, let's try. I don't want this to be very wet. So instead of dipping it in water, what if we make our own little water here? And I just wet the brush a little bit. And now we're going to do kind of like this pattern, like just a loose painted background. So just paint strokes. This is our paint stroke technique. So we're going to come in here with some and just do some paint stroke technique. I don't know. Might love it, might not love it at all. And I can switch it so that the strokes are coming different directions too, right? Needs a little water. It's too dry. You can't really stroke the paint. Let's see. Paint stroke. Now we're going to run into a little bit of a problem, right? Because I don't want to really wet the brush. I just want to get the pigment off of it. So I'm just wiping it on a paper towel. but I don't want my brush to be wet, right? Because if it's wet, I'm not going to get that strokey idea. So just wiping it off, get the pigment off so I have true well, let's clean it a little bit and then just dry the brush. Okay? Paint stroke. That's what you have to say every time you do it. Paint stroke. Dork. I'm a dork. Okay, I'm going to go in with Twisted Citron. I'm excited to see that one. Paint stroke. So, look at that. Oh, yeah. Oh, you got to kind of keep your arms straight. See, Vicky's getting a little crazy and that some weird paint stroke just happened. Okay, clean my brush. Dry my brush. Let's go in with another color. Paint stroke. Does anybody have 2 sets of the Sweet Rush big flower stencil set? Yeah, the one that sold out right away. Is that what you're talking about? This one? This was the exclusive with scrapbook.com. I know that one went really, really fast. Really fast. So somebody out there might have it. Let's go in now with orange. My brush is still pretty wet. Got to clean it or you're going to get dirty paint strokes, right? See, get that. Oh, look, we would have contaminated all of the color. So make sure your brush is clean or you're going to get some mud. We don't want mud. We want each color to be shining in their beautiful glory. Okay, so put a little bit of water in there. What did I say? We're going to go in with mustard seed. Let's kind of drag your brush through, right? Oh, look at that. So let's do this one like this. And do like this. Oh, I like that technique, friends. Look at that. Oh, totally digging it. So my brush is pretty dry. Watch. Let's just do back, forth, and forth. Back, forth, and forth. Look how fun, friends. Look at that. Just a different way to use your ink, right? So let's get rid of that color. Clean it off. My mother is at home and I'm sure she's going, oh, I like this one, Vicki. I like when you did that. Sheila would dig this, I think. Am I wrong, Mom? Are you digging it? I'm digging it. I was only going to be on here. I told Natalie I'm not going to be on for a long time because I'm tired tonight and it's going to be a long weekend. And look who's still here because I love it. So a little bit of water. Let's go in with peacock feather. Load your brush. Back, forth, and forth. Let me see you go back, forth, and forth. And now let's see. Let's add that here. Oh, yeah, peacock feather. That's beautiful. Let's do one up here. A little bit longer stroke. Put one here. It's making a little different color when it goes over top of the other ones. Let's do a little bit more. Maybe here. Here. A little bit there. Look at that, friends. Loving it. Natalie's going to go to bed. She's like, you're crazy. I'm going to bed. I'm going to finish a couple more. Okay. We're going to do some quick ones. Let's see how quick Vicki can make some art now. Okay. So, let's go in with, I'm going to go in with mustard seed last. This is going to be a really bold when we go in with the salty ocean. Okay. So let's see what we get. Brush is pretty dry. Okay. Let's go in right here. Salty ocean. Salty ocean here. Little salty ocean here. Little salty ocean here. Maybe a little bit there. Loving this, friends. Look at that. Look what we're making. See, there's my mother. I'm digging it, but loved the ocean waves. Did you? What kind of brush is this? The cheapest brush you could freaking find, Bernadette. Like, it literally, the fibers are, it's not horsehair stinky fiber, but you just need a flat brush that's a little on the wider side. Do you see the width of that? So you don't want the bristles that taper onto in a flat like this. You see how thin that one is? I hope you can see that. Look at. You can spritz water, do 2 of them, right, Penny? And then spritz, and then that will, but I want this to look for our friends who don't like messy, that I want them to see, oh, you totally can do this in clean, but we need to go back, forth, and forth again on picked raspberry. Let's clean this brush like we mean it. Because if I put this on, I'll get a whole new color, and I don't want a new color. I want picked raspberry in its true form. Like in this one in the ocean dip, me too. But don't forget the other ones that you haven't seen, what we'll do, like how we'll level them up, right? The kissed ones are just like a base. Yeah, I know Seth uses the cheapy brushes too. I have a whole bunch of the ones like he uses as well, like these. But this is, you need a little bit better than these ones. I have 10 million brushes around here. You could try it with a foam brush, but because you're on a smaller surface, you need to make sure that, let's go back, forth on, oh yeah, soften that out a bit. Love it. Back, forth and forth, but it's picking up the blue, so you got to be a little careful, right? Because really in a perfect world, I probably just have a couple brushes that I could be using. But now let's go in with mustard seed. Oh, I'm a liar. Let's go in with, really clean that brush up, and then I'll just dry it. See, because I just made the prettiest purple. Prettiest purple with salty ocean and picked raspberry. But now we gotta dry that up because we'll make mud. Cheap foam brushes, yeah. But this is a little different. You still need, like, there's still decent fibers in that brush, right? Okay, let's go back, forth and forth with a little bit more green in here. I'd like to tie a little bit more of that twisted citron. Right? It needs to peek in a little bit more. A little there. And then the last one will come in and fill some of these spaces with mustard seed. Okay. So clean it. Get that pigment out. So when you put new pigment down, it is actually yellow and not a version of lemon lime. See, a lot of this stuff I will play with. And this is why in the new year, I've decided that we're waiting for the new year, but you're going to start seeing me do a lot of art journaling, because there is nothing that feeds my soul more than just sitting down and playing with my mediums without, I don't have to be worrying about what photo I'm putting on it. Oh, I love that. So I'm just going to fill in a lot of areas with now mustard seed. And it's light enough that we can get some nice new colors. Blend out what's going on here. Oh, I love that. Look at that, friends. Isn't that pretty? So now guess what I'm going to do on the back? Just start right at the top with mustard seed, and I am going to go into a color that would be okay if I blended them together, which will be spiced raspberry. Do you like that? Spiced raspberry. It's a new color I just made up that doesn't actually exist. And then let's go in with, I would not normally do orange and blue because I could make mud, but let's go in. I think we'll be okay with Salty Ocean. Oh my goodness, friends, this is so much fun. It actually has like a whole vibe. Let's see what these two colors look like together. A whole vibe of like ocean and sunset, but it almost looks, let's add a little water because my brush is getting too dry and I'm not picking up enough pigment. It almost has like a whole vibe of like velvet. But now, because I wet it, it changed the whole. You just changed everything, Vicki. I ruined it all because I made that background kind of dry or wet. Now, do you remember somebody said, oops, crap, and I got water on it. Let's try it. Let's do it now, Vicki. So guess what I'm going to do? Remember you said I'd love to see water on the background? What happens if we just drip? Because I got water on it by accidents. So let's just drip. And what's going to happen? What kind of magic is going to happen here? I'm going to lift it all with paper towel. Ready? Look at that. Look at that. Need a little more on the edges because it looks weird that it's only kind of on the center. Nope. And something, see it? So dry my background because it's hard when you're working on front and back. So it got wet, but want to see what I'm going to do on this one? Are you ready for it? Are you ready for it? So let's go in with a good background. Ready? And now we need a we won't use a baby wipe. Let's use a blending tool with water. I don't know. What do you want to do, Vicki? I don't want the water to leak under, so let's figure out. And I'm going to lift pigment off in heart shape. Now, let's eek. My paper towel might not be dry enough, but let's try it. Because see, when I'm not controlling the water. So I think we should still get hearts in that, but it's not going to be perfect. But it's perfectly imperfect, and it will work. See, because the water blends underneath it, right? But I'll take it. It does look like the beach. It looks like an ocean almost, right? So I like this side. Don't love this side. Sometimes we make stuff that we don't love. So let's clean this up. Because I need pure color to start the next thing. And let's figure out what Vicky's going to do with this. To be honest with you, you know what I'm going to do with it? I'm going to tear it into some strips. So it can still work like this. So I can still have the cleanness that I want, right? So I'm going to do something with that. That is going to end up going. Which one do we want to use? Do we want to use both? Yeah, let's do that. Okay, so this is going to end up going like that. Because Vicki didn't like the back, right? Of that. So we will just make it a new thing like this. And I totally love that. And we could totally sew on that, put some washi tape on it. But now I've contained the funk, right? I'm going to cut these little pointies. Thank you very much, Susie's husband. I love when the husbands watch because you know what? We have a lot of fun here on Friday nights. So I like that because now it's like messy, but contained funk, right? So you don't have to do that. If you loved what you got from yours, I'm okay. And I'm leaving this white. That card's going in my stack like that. So now we have in our stack a little rainbow one. I was loving where it was going, but I don't like where it ended up. So guess what? We totally can just switch it up. So what else is on my list? Got the dip. Let's do circles. Let's contain the funk. Guess what I'm going to do the circles with? Stamp set. It's somewhere in this mess. And you know what we haven't used? And I'm pulling this out. I have not even used with you guys this Sweet Rush stamp set, which to me is a whole bunch of magic. So I'm going to use that, I think, on Sunday too. I might stamp some stuff and just cut it out ahead of time. Do you see my stamps? Here it is. So we're going to go in with our watercolor pencils. And let's kind of plan that out. If I stamp it in the center, yes, I should be able to do a whole pattern. So I need to stamp near the center. So how many will I get on here? Let's figure that out. So 1, 2, 3, 4, maybe 5. We'll have to do them pretty tight. So what color do we want to go with? What do we think we need that we haven't used yet? I'm going to do this all in Salty Ocean. Okay, maybe. We have Salty Ocean, right? We do. You could do this in ink. You don't have to use the pencils, okay? You don't have to use the pencils if you don't have them. I'm just going to dip my pencil in the water. And I'm going to drag it so I can have this kind of really loose watercolory stampy mess going on, okay? So it's very wet. I'm going to stamp right close, trying to find the center-ish. Sorry if my head's in it. And I'm going to stamp just some blue circles down my page. And I am not re-inking. Okay, so I couldn't get 5 on. So what I'm going to do is just do the 4 and I'll do something across the bottom. Okay, don't make it too wet. Totally okay though, because I can come back in and stamp some different patterns. So I want different applications of that. Totally okay if they're kind of loose. Lots of pigment coming out of here. Okay, got this kind of loose pattern going on. Let's take our paintbrush and pull the pigment into our circles. Oh yeah. So we're just going to make some loose little watercolory bubbles. Pull in the pigment that's already in the crayon in your circles. So some will have lots of pigment, depending on how much was in on the stamp. Some will be very light. This does not have to be perfect. Actually, I think that it kind of looks better the looser it is. Pick up pigment from there, put it in there, and then let's dry that first top layer. Okay, very fun. See, just kind of little bubbles. I'm also going to go in here and just flick off the end of my pencil some blue watercolor. Oh, and then for the wet bubbles, we get just kind of a little bit of pigment. Okay, we'll dry it. I got a lot of pigment right there in that corner. Hi, B. How are you, friend? My mom and I have been talking about you. I'm like, I miss B. We haven't seen a lot of B. So in case you're wondering, you're missed, friend. Think about you all the time. Where are you driving home from? From dinner and a movie. Very nice. Oh, there's so many different ways to use the watercolor pencils. And don't forget, friends, if you've been hanging out with when I play with my watercolor crayons, a lot of the techniques that we use totally will carry over in little sticks of yummy pigment, right? So I love that. Look at that. Still nice, bright and white. Not going to do much more on that one. Going to let it just kind of marinate. There's so much pigment though, and you need to use your craft mat because they will stain. They stain, right? So just going to leave that one to dry, putting it in my stack. Totally digging that one. Let's do the just thin strip one now. Okay. See, look at Sheila saying hi, B. That's my mama. Marie Smith right there. Okay. My hands are a mess. Wait a second. Your crayons are down to stubs already? Yeah. Very much loved, right? Okay, I'll do a little bit more and then I'll get off of here so that you guys can go to bed. I will be back on Friday doing the tag book. I can't wait to do the Christmas class with you guys. I'll be finishing. I'll share more of that as we go along with my album. Okay, let's do some very thin watercolor lines. I'm going to do it in oxide again. Okay, friends. Do I want to do all the colors? What color could we do? How about green? Let's go in with green and yellow. Green. So twisted citron, yellow, mustard seed, and peacock feather. Did I say Friday? Sorry, Natalie. Yes, the tag class is not on Friday. The tag class on Sunday. Thanks, Nat. So we're going to take water, and I'm going to wet this. Let's start with peacock feather. And I'm going to roll my brush as I pull it across the page. Okay, so look at, just going to kind of roll the brush, and let's see what we can get with watercolor lines. Oh, I love it. Okay, let's go in and then just do thin little lines. Break it. They don't have to be a full line. Okay, just kind of tilt your brush around. Little tappers. Okay. Come back to that color if you want. Let's go in with the twisted citron. Oops, see what I just did? Don't do that. Put it in the wrong color. Okay, let's skip that one. Maybe up top. So the more, I just put a lot of water on my brush, so the pigment is going to be a lot lighter and very wet. So don't do that. If your brush is drier, I think it'll be better. 10:30 Eastern time, yes, on Sunday. Because we're doing our Thanksgiving dinner, so I have to get in, do the stuff with you guys, and then I have family plans. Oh, I just pulled some. They don't all have to be totally twisty, right? Some could be really straight and thin. You can leave some space. I'm going to go back in, I think, with the peacock feather. Beach towel. I love that, Michelle. Yeah, totally, right? So there's more water this time in here. So it is definitely going to be a little lighter. And I'm trying to go kind of straight now with that one. Digging it. One more of the just different ways to use the inks and the things that you already have, right, friends? Sometimes it's not about reinventing the wheel. Just use what you have. Okay. And I am going to do a little art marking on top of that, but right. That's very white there. Let's throw a little yellow in there. Just a little yellow right there. Okay. And then we can come in and put a couple marks on here. Let's do it. Just give it a quick dry. So this is super, super clean. Let's try something. Take clean-ish water. This water's not super clean. Let's go over some of these with just some water. But I don't want wet there. All my paper towels are soaked. Well, let's see. Okay, so this one looks really, really dark. I just want to clean it up. Hi.
Hello.
Are you not going out?
No, Denise is hurting.
Is she?
Yeah, she's here with me.
Hi. How are you feeling? It's Denise, Riley's girlfriend.
We're
Who
going tomorrow.
are you still going to wear Peter Pan and Tinkerbell, or what are you guys going to do?
Iron Man, and next year we're going to do Peter Pan and Tinkerbell because, you know,
Yeah,
better days. But I might wear my Peter Pan costume to school on Monday.
I love it.
I think it'd be funny.
I think it would
Denise's
be funny.
dress here, the Tinkerbell one. What do you need done? Do you still have your sewing machine?
No, it's got,
Yep.
It's got a tuck. Stop it. It's got the pins already tucked in it.
I can do stuff.
There's pins tucked in it.
There's pins tucked in it.
I don't know how. I don't know what.
So I'm just watering some of this down. So
Oh, sorry.
yeah, I'm on live.
Yeah,
I love it. So look it, I'm softening some of these lines because I don't like it.
I'm gonna leave this one.
Okay.
So I'll bring it up to your room.
Okay, that's awesome. Bye, Rye.
I love you.
Denise had her appendix out this week, so she is in a little bit of pain. See you later, Pamela. I like the lines too. I just softened. See, this one is a little dark, so I'm just taking the dark ones like that with water, and I just softened it, and now I like that a little bit better. Not watermarking on it, but just kind of bleeding them in a little bit. Okay, now I'm going to take the black soot pencil, watercolor pencil, sharpen the tip a little bit. Ooh, throw stuff around a little bit. Don't you love my kids that come in here? Hey, let's have a lengthy conversation. Okay, but maybe later. And I'm just going to do some X's or something. Like, look, let's just do X's. You don't have to do this if it's not your jam. I want to see what happens. Oops, I just made a mess. I want to watercolor those X's out a little. Oh, look at, that's when you, right? Sometimes. So how can Vicki fix what she doesn't like here? So now I'm going to soften this whole corner up. Take that black off and go in with a pen on top of it. Don't like them. Let's try it. He is a sweet kid. They do love me. They will come down. Love you. Love you too. Can I have some money? Sure. I like that better. So the one line is kind of chalky, right? With the watercolor pencil. And then we just art marked with a few other X's. So not my favorite, but we can make it work. See, now it's like, Vicki, how are you going to turn that around? because sometimes I do stuff that I don't like. So let's layer something on top of here. How can you turn this around, Vicki? Hi, Brienne. Oh, a quilt. Wouldn't that be fun? So let's layer some stuff on here. I love the idea of quilting. Oh, we will turn it around. We will turn it around. Okay. And now later, I'm going to stamp right across this now with script. I don't like the X's at all. Don't like it. Yeah, we could do with Starburst Circle, but like now I find I need something that's kind of linear that will just make those look not gross. Or we can go in and get crazy and I'll find something more solid. Look at this one. We could go in as well with a butterfly. Just stamp it right on top in black. Do you ever do that? Like you're going along, you're like, oh, I'm loving this. I'm really enjoying this. And then you're like, I hate that. Yeah, sometimes that happens, right? So let's go in one of the oxide colors and stamp right on top of it. Salty Ocean. Good night, Vicki. I know I'm going to say good night soon too. We can wrap it up on the one Vicki made a mess of. Oh, see, that'll work. See, now I don't hate it as much. I hate it. Like imagine if I wouldn't have put the X's on and ruined everything. Just imagine that, right? But I think it's maybe now I gotta end on a better note though. So let's do this one that I had an idea of, because I don't want to end on the note where Vicki hates it. I will find a way to fix this, but I should have went in with smaller X's. That was the whole problem. I went too big, got all crazy with the X's, and then I don't love this now. So what I can do though is maybe save part of this and use it, or not at all, and be totally okay with that. Because right, sometimes you make stuff you love and sometimes you're like meh, and that was a meh, and I could totally add it to a collage. Yep, I wouldn't throw it away. It just, I don't know if it's going to end up in my book, but I would like some things that are just like simpler, that aren't super painty, that are just fun backgrounds, right? Like let's redeem that with just ink and a stencil. We will redeem it, the concept. So I'm going to go in regular distress with Twisted Citron and just ink up, ink up a background. It's hard when the stencil is bigger than your paper. Gotta be careful, right? To not move it. So don't forget, Tim is coming out with his new Distress ink color tomorrow. I will meet you there. If you guys are there. Oops, look at, see, stop now because it's moving on me. I like that. See, just make a simple background. Yeah, I could die cut it or whatever. Like, you'll laugh. I'm really having an issue though, because I really don't like those X's. It's like they just pop out on there. So probably won't use it at all, and I'm totally okay with that. But like, look at our strips. Could totally sew on there. Let's layer one more stencil on top of that. Let's do one more. I'm looking through my whole stack because I have lots. Like, look at, I have, I opened this 3 times. I have 3 of these heart stencils. 3 of them because I opened it 3 times. Ooh, I'm going to go in and layer these on top. Look at, I'm going to try to layer it like a polka dot. And I'm going to go in with peacock feathers. I know I could mask it and do all those things. I just don't feel like getting anything, right? So I'll just do it. Just fake it. And add, look, some little pattern on top of those with the stencil. That wasn't necessarily meant to layer on top of these ones, but it sure as heck does a nice little job, right? And then maybe this one. Yeah, painter's tape. You can use your, what are the sprays that I always forget? I own them, but pixie spray, if you want to, if you're so inclined, right? If you don't want your stencil to move, you totally could do that. But I'm just going to pick a couple like that. Maybe this one down in this corner. Oh, look what I did. It's okay. Like that will work. Now we'll stamp on some of these in circles again. And we'll go in Salty Ocean. See what happens now is I can control my ink better with my Stampin' Stencil. Let's clean this off because I did use the pencil. Which one do you love, Julie? This? That looks kind of on here. You could almost make it look like, we could have made it look like oranges or lime slices, right? So, right, we'll just go in and create a little bit of a pattern. Layering stamps and stencils, which is always kind of magic. And then just know when to stop. So that's fun, right? Fun little pattern. I love stamps, stencils, and dies. They bring me joy. And I will sing about it all day long. Now, I'm wiping that off with my shirt. You just watch that happen. Because I love the crispness of this. Let's give it a little heat. Right? Mixed media does not have to be messy. You can get some really fun layering techniques. I want to dry this so when I turn it over, I don't smudge my ink. So you got to do something on the back of that, right? Because it's going to be two-sided and it isn't perfectly clean. So what will we start with? Let's go in with the hearts, man. That's a dirty stencil. Let's pick one of the 3 and let's go in with the hots. And let's just use this because it's here. And that had peacock feathers on it. Oh, let's do both. I'm even using the same blending tool. And now I'm going to blend out with, oh, I love it, with the Salty Ocean. So we have a little bit different color where the 2 blended, right? And then, look at, very pretty, right? Let's see if I can place that because I just lifted it. I can very easily, actually. And we'll go in with the Twisted Citron. whatever's on this already is what I'm going to use. Okay. And blend. Ooh, it almost made a minty color too. Love it. Right on the back. Doop. And that side. To be honest with you, with this tag book, I'm liking some of this cleaner stuff a little bit better than the messy stuff. Because I made messes on here because it was on the dirty mat, I am going to put just a couple drips. Let's do it in Twisted Citron. No, let's do it in a darker one because I think it will cover that up a little bit more. So I'm going to go in with my peacock feather, and then I can just add. And then that breaks up where I have little ink smudges, right? Now, my drips are really small, and I would like one that is more like a splat. We'll do that. Give it a little blast, and then I'm going to pick up most of this pigment with my paper towel. I just like to do this so I'll get dry the edges of those circles before I lift most of that pigment up. Okay, let me get. Good night, Phyllis. Thank you for joining us tonight, friend. Okay, look at it. See, so it's just a soft kind of effect on there. And you'll laugh. I'm going to place the stencil again. If I can line it up. Oh my goodness, lined up pretty easily. And I'm going to add some pigment on top of that again. Okay, get that blue one. Salty. And because I can mix regular distress, right? So I don't feel like changing these. Let's pick up and put that in there too. A little bit off the edge. Love it. So I brought the color back up to the front, but it has some water drips on it. Okay. So that is this side. And I'm going to love this in the tag book and that side. Okay. So what do we have? Let's look. So out of that, I'm okay that I only have one that I'm really not digging, which is this one. I'm not digging it. I know already I'm not going to use this, friends. So if you love that, just don't do what I did and wreck the whole thing. Totally digging this. It will be going in there. You got to watch too because my hands are really dirty. But loving that. It's going to go in my tag book somehow. We have this guy that oh yeah, we got to put the ocean one in there, right? And I'd really like to stencil on top of that. I'm totally digging this, and I'll add a little bit to it. It will go in there, and then let's play with this one. Oh, yes, and my water circles. We just have to do something on the back, which I might just do simple pattern on it. but I like these. These will go in the book for sure in some kind of fashion. I can put pattern paper on the backs too, which I like. Okay. So all of those are going to go in there. And then let's do something fun on here. And then we'll call it a night. Because look at, it's almost 10:30. And Vicki was only going to be on for a little while today. Because I'm going to be on here for hours on Sunday. And I was a liar. It's not what happened. So let's go in. Oh, ho, ho, ho. Butterflies. Let's see. Butterflies? No, I'm a liar. What else can we do? How about like a tone-on-tone floral? Look at that. That could be really fun, right? So this is our tag book. Let's look at some of the colors we have going on. I'm going to go very pink on this one. Let's go very pink. I'm going to go in with those pink flowers in the picked raspberry. Thanks, Jenny. You're awesome too. I do have fun, right? So even though I wasn't going to be on here for a long time, and here I am. So let's go. Oop, careful. See what I was doing? I'm trying to go fast, and then I was making a mess. So what is this going to look like when we do? Oops, Vicki. I'm not making a mess. Nope. At least I'm not making a mess. See, because the stencil has very long lines, you've got to be gentle. And it's getting caught in the little picky parts of the flowers. So don't go fast. Vicki, go slow. Slow and steady. Oops. And then I moved it. Slow and steady, Vicki. Okay. Holding it. Going in there. Go slow. I laugh because when the pink goes over the yellow, it almost looks like ketchup and mustard when they make a new color, right? When you blend it on your hamburger or hot dog and you have ketchup and mustard on there. Not that I ever have ketchup and mustard, but if you did, let's see, what are we going to get? Look how pretty is that, friends? So a very simple pattern, right? Very simple pattern. I like that. And then we have this side. What can we do on there? Let's go in with a whole contrasty color. Let's go in with Salty Ocean and a different stencil. And I'm going to go in with regular, not oxide. Do I have one? Yes. Let's see. I would love a Barbie pink. Little Lily. I would not be sad about that, would I? Oh, look at this. So we're going to go in with this floral in blues. So blue and green. We're going to get crazy on this one. Because very little of the pink and orange are going to show through this. Watch. So I'm going to pick out the big floral in it. And this is not oxide. So it will make a new color where they go on top of the other colors, right? It's not going to negate what's underneath it. We will make new colors. So let's go in where the three big floral. Ooh, Vicki, don't move your stencil. It's because the paper is smaller, right, than the stencil. Just be careful, Vicki. So we're going in with the Salty Ocean. Darken my centers. And then I'm going to go in with, I think, want to see? Want to peek? You're going to love that. Look how pretty that is. Let's go in with the Twisted Citron. I'm crazy in this one. Did you, Paula? Did he laugh at you? I bet you he laughed at you. Not laughed at you. I don't mean it like that, but I'm sure he laughed. I didn't mean at you. That sounded crazy. But I'm sure he's like, oh, that Vicki, man, driving me crazy with her Barbie pink. I didn't mean, did he laugh at you? I meant, did he laugh, period. Okay, let's go in now with Twisted Citron. So this can get a little earthy, right? Because we're mixing green with pinks, but I think it's going to be worth it. And we'll put a different color up in that corner. One more. I'm going to get crazy and put one more color in here. Okay. Loving this. Okay. Now I think I want to go in oxide with Selvage Patina. Let's go in. Oh yeah. And so see, that totally will not make a new color the same, right? Because it will block out the layer underneath. So let's see. A little bit there. A little bit in this corner. Okay, let's see what we get. See? I love that. Do you love that? I love it. I love that. In case you were wondering. See, I redeemed myself. I freaking love that. I would wear that in a skirt. And something just happened that I really loved. I would offset this stencil and do this again with two different colors showing through some of this. This one's your favorite, Debbie? Me too. I really like some things that went on in this background. Oh my goodness. So where's the one I don't like at all? Look at how pretty. Do you love that? I love that. Question, what stencil is that flower you just used? It's one of mine. I don't know what it's from. Sweet Rush maybe? I'll have to look. Let's see. Is it in here? No, it's not. Does anybody who are smarter with my product lines than I am? It is one of mine, Vicki Boutin. I just don't know which collection it's from. I know I should be that person who knows all the things. I don't. I don't. Okay, look what I'm doing. I'm going over this whole thing in oxide. And let's see what we get if I can bring this back to life. Bring it back to life. Salty Ocean. Did we use Salty Ocean as an oxide yet? I don't know, but we're going to use it right now with this one. Is it from Color Study? See you later. Yeah, maybe Color Study. I know I should know the things, right? So we're going to see if I can fix this at all. Fix this hot mess that I made. So this is a tricky stencil, right? Some are a little harder to use because they're very linear and detailed. So I'm going to see if I can't bring this back to life. Now it's going to be very hard with that black, but I will then go over it with a script stamp in actually black ink. But let's see. Can we save it? Maybe a little bit. But I'm okay, right? Where we were talking about that you did something and then you're like, I didn't like it. My splatters look like blood splatters, but I kept going, building layers. We can do these things. And then we'll decide if we like it or if we don't. But we don't know until we try. There, let's see. Oh, it's better. Right? It's better. And now if I go in with literally a dark stamp, I don't know, friends, to be honest with you, I think this one is just not going to make it. I'll tell you already. I just don't like it. And it's okay. Piece of paper, my time. If I don't like it, it's okay. Throw it away and move on. It's from Color Study. Thank you, Julie. Wasn't sure. But there's some good stencils, right? That's what I always tell people is the stencils in my collections are definitely worth investing in because you get 3 stencils in a stencil pack, right? For they're very inexpensive. So definitely worth the investment. So I will end up, I'm sure, playing with some of these a little bit more. But right now, look what we have. I love that. Front and back. Love this. Like, love that. The circles, they'll look nice together, right? So see how doing some monochromatic, digging that. Like, I feel like I need a monochromatic green. So I will do that somewhere. And then we have some of the ones with lots of color. That one that looks like pattern paper, which we made. And then we have, oh, there is a green. Look at that. They're fun, right? And it will go really, really nicely in here with the tag book and look at with our pattern paper. So I will incorporate these somewhere on Friday. But look, they'll go nicely with this, won't they? Look at the orange slices. We could have made orange slices. See what I'm talking about? I got to show you this quick because I think that would be really fun. Look at that. Those 2 stencils. Take these 2 stencils. Wipe it down because I want to go in a different color. Look how fun this would be. This is very dirty, so I might have muddy whatever I'm doing, but we could go in with, just do a couple quick orange slices. We'll go in with mustard seed. Okay. Our base for our circles is going to be regular distress and mustard seed. I'm just going to do a quick row of these. Vicki. Yes, I need my sticky mat. I'll have to invest in that. I need to send Tim a list of things I want to work with. So I will add sticky mat to my request list. Okay. Mustard seed is our background in regular distress. Loose. They don't have to be perfect, right? So there are some little bases. Now we're going to go in with, I'm not even going to change my ink, spice marmalade. Spice marmalade with the circle. And we're just going to pick a circle. And we're going to make our orange. Boop, boop. Look at how fun is that? And they're all different. So let's go in with that one. Boop, boop. Right? Oranges. Devin is in Toronto eating at my favorite restaurant. right now. Cactus Club. Have you guys been? Do you know what I'm talking about? Cactus Club. Their sangria is like a game changer. They put peach Bellini mix in their sangria mix. If you partake in yummy cocktails, it is definitely my favorite. Okay, look it. There's our orange slices. Now let's find that circle stamp that is somewhere on this disaster area of a desk. Wipe it off. And now I'm going to go in oxide and we can make orange slices. It's so much fun. And then I got to say goodnight. Do you see the lid for my ink? There it is. Do you see oxide? There. I think picked raspberries would be pretty over the yellow. It totally would. But I'm trying to make these look like oranges. So, but yes, I think pink and orange and yellow is one of my favorite, because I have many, many favorites. But let's now try to, you could use a green too, would be fun. Let's do this like funky little oranges. And we'll do some drips because orange juice, of course, when you're squeezing your oranges. How fun is that? Little orange slices. That's fun. So I'm just going to do some orange juice. See what color we get mixing all that green. But and one bigger one. Bigger drip. Almost done, friends. Love it. I'm sure I've lost a lot of you because, right, I wasn't going to be on here for a long time. And here I am. A little bit of water in there. Soften that up a bit. I love it. I love that one. Could put a hint of green in it too, which I think would be really fun, right? So let me give it a little blast and I'll put that up closer to the camera. And I'm going to take some of the moisture off. This one is called Orange Juice. Inspired by orange juice. I'll show you. Burp. Oh, I love this. Ready? This is called orange juice. Isn't that fun? That'll go in my book for sure. I use that. Okay, we have so much fun stuff to do on Sunday. Oops, you don't even want to know that I almost put it all in dirty blue ink. Vicki, you are just a force to be reckoned with. Look at, that is a day of fun for some of you. That could put you over the edge, but oh my goodness, messy hands is the best. All of this is going to go in some way, shape, or form in our tag book. It's going to be so much fun. So I will prep it and get everything ready. I'm going to say goodnight. So Sunday, oh my goodness, we have a lot in store, friends. Let me fix my light here so I don't look like Frankenstein. Ah, thank you, Kari. And you stuck around the whole time. Is Jer around? Is he home? Okay. And for some of you, who is anybody here going? Hi. Hi. Is anybody going to be with me as well at 3 Craft Checks? I will be seeing you guys there too, right? Doing some really fun stuff with some holiday layouts. But look what we made tonight. You ready? Look at the orange slices. Oh my goodness, how fun is that, right? And thanks for the thumbs up. And if you haven't already, subscribe to my YouTube channel. Make sure that you set your reminders so you don't miss when I go live or do something fun. But thank you very much. I love this one because that really, tearing it and putting it on the side really makes kind of a difference. Here is my mom's favorite, the ocean. Some just simple art marky one. The circles, I love this one actually. Really love that. Circles. And this one. Oh, yeah. That one I really love. And the back of it. So that was a lot of fun. Thanks for joining me as always. Tonight was just kind of messing around. And then all the backgrounds I'm going to use in my tag book class on Sunday on YouTube. So 10:30 Eastern time this Sunday. We're going to have some fun. But as always, thank you so much for joining me, friends. And have a wonderful weekend. Make sure you get out, get some fresh air, and do something special for yourself. I hope you get some time in your craft space making something, because it's always good for the soul, right? So have a wonderful time, my friends, this weekend, and we'll see you later. If you have any questions, just post them and I'll get back to you. But thanks as always for joining me. We'll see you later. Bye.